Well folks, welcome back. Beautiful day out here in the bush. I'm out here because I'm working on the tiny house. Now, I'm going to get the floor joists into place today, and in order to do so, I got to figure out where they go. Now, the floor joists are 12 feet long, and this frame here is 10 feet wide, and the reason being is I'm going to have a 2-foot walkway on this side. So when you see me placing the floor joist, you're going to see it overhanging on one side. That's okay. Now, I'm going to go with 16-inch centers. So what that means is from the center of one floor joist to the next, it's 16 inches right to the center of each. So that's going to be the goal. On the bottom of those floor joists, I'm going to be putting some OSB, 1/4-inch oriented strand board. So basically that press board that's going to be used to keep mice out and other critters, because there's lots around. So that's going to be the goal. Going to carry the floor joists over from the trailer, lay them out, get things nice and square. Once they're nice and square, I'll probably tack them into place, and then I'll go ahead and I got to very carefully slide that OSB board underneath the joists. So that's the goal. Kind of a busy day around here with airplanes and trucks and everything, but regardless, I'm going to get down to work. So here we go. So I was just running after those planes. I don't know if you got a good view of them or not, but there was 3 World War II planes flying in formation. Now, those 3 planes are quite significant today, especially because it reminds us of D-Day, which took place today. Not literally today, but on this date. So anyways, kind of a neat thing. I want to make sure we show that, because that's a very important day, not only for myself as a Canadian, but for many of you around the world. Yeah, anyways, let's go back to the build. Now, I'm building with green lumber. I just cut these trees down not all that long ago and milled them up. So these 2x6s, they're quite heavy. Okay, I'm going to start with that for now, and the reason being is there's going to be a walkway. I'm not going to insulate under the walkway, there's no need to. So I really only need enough floor joists to cover the area where the actual tiny house will be. So I've got enough floor joists here. Catch my breath, those are so heavy. Gonna lay them out, as I mentioned, 16-inch centers. Once they're laid out, check for squareness. Put the rim boards on, which you'll see are the boards that go on the ends in a second. And then I'll get the OSB, the oriented strand board, placed underneath. So here we go. What I'm doing right now, folks, is I'm crowning the board. So basically, it has a natural, each board has a natural tendency to curve one way or the other. You always want that arch or that curve to be facing upwards, so as weight is applied to it and it settles, it's going to settle down to flat, as opposed to starting off and settling down into a very, I don't know, a bit of a ditch type shape. So that's why I'm putting all the X's. The X's just tell me that the crown, we call it, the arch, is facing up, so it can settle down to flat. And just good practice here, I'm using I can get them out of my pockets. 3.5-inch galvanized Ardoc nails, so Ardoc meaning they're spiraled. And these are used because they provide great resistance to corrosion. They also provide great holding power. Now, when we're looking at the nailing, 2x6, we're going to put 3 nails in each floor joist. If we're using a 2x4, we'd put 2. So basically 1 nail for every 2 inch of material. This thing, speed square, you need one. As I'm going ahead and attaching the floor joist to the rim board there, I need to make sure that the floor joist is perfectly plumb, so it's straight up and down. Yeah, this thing, get one. And just like in real life, I make mistakes, this being one of them. I forgot I have a 2-foot walkway, which isn't going to be insulated, and therefore I don't need to have the bottom OSB press board there, so I got to take those screws out. And another thing I found out that I was missing was my blocking. So I was just about to put some plywood on the underside to keep the squirrels and mice and all that out, and I forgot about the blocking. Blocking tends to go on about every 4 feet along a span, and just allows for a good nailing edge, especially when you're putting the subfloor on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I got the lines marked out already. I'm just going to use a chalk line to snap the lines all the way down and give me something to follow. So well, as you can tell, I'm out of breath. Bugs are horrific, and I'm going to call it a day at that. So I got most of the work done I wanted to today, aside from the fact that I forgot a few things. So next time what you'll see me doing is putting in the rest of the braces there, or blocks, and then we'll get some plywood nailed to the bottom or screwed to the bottom of the 2x6 frame. And as I mentioned before, that keeps out the squirrels and mice and all that. Whew. And once that's all in place, then we can go ahead, insulate, and then I can put the 3/4 inch plywood on top, and that'll make for a very solid base. Yeah, but as I mentioned, I'm out of breath. It's not easy swinging a hammer. I give credit to everyone who's doing it day in and day out. Just so you know, I don't do it every single day, and so you know, a little out of shape, but we'll get back to it next time. Appreciate you guys watching. Check out the playlist for all the other videos dealing with the tiny house, and in the meantime, wear your bug spray. I'll see you all next time.